Rachel Hosey from Tasmania. Here is my week 1 sort of progress update for you guys. So this particular week was quite difficult for me to sort of figure out what I wanted to do for my update. And the weather wasn't really helping on this particular week. So for my throwing sessions, they typically were quite hard to film in because of the wind. There's one thing that really stands out in Tasmania, especially during springtime, which it currently is, which sort of runs through September, October, November. It's typically very windy. So while I was trying to film it, I was using my GoPro and it would just keep falling down, or some of the footage looked really bad because my GoPro was either swaying in the wind or you couldn't hear anything. So I thought instead I'd sort of run through what a normal week looks like for me, and hopefully next week we can get some better footage. So week starts off with a Monday. Monday is usually a strength and conditioning session. This particular one for me, I typically make it quite heavy just because it's the start of the week. I've got the whole week to sort of let my body recover from that particular one, and occasionally there's some comps at the end of the week where I sort of lighten off. Tuesday, throwing session typically starts first hour with shot put, and then the second hour I'll either do hammer or discus. These sort of have about 20 throws in them per event, so a reasonable amount of throws, but not enough to kill me for the next session, if that makes sense. Wednesday is a very different sort of session. I spend most of it coaching in the strength and conditioning in the gym. A couple people from the program like Luke and Jess are included in that group, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so that particular session for me is a sort of lighter session with more upper body focus, because I've been neglecting my upper body quite severely. Like earlier in the year, I couldn't even complete 2 push-ups on my feet, and I couldn't do a pull-up. So I've been working on those ones. I can now do a lot more push-ups, and I've almost got my first pull-up. Very close. It takes a really long time. So Thursdays, another training session just like on the Tuesday for my throws. So I do a shot put session and then sometimes discus, sometimes hammer. Fridays. I really like Fridays. So Friday, I don't have any classes on in my med research. I'll typically go up to the track and participate in a boot camp style sort of training session. This is with one of my training friends and their parents and a couple of their siblings, and occasionally some other people who come along as well. This is sort of more a boxing style sort of thing, as well as CrossFit, just for some variety in our training rather than just being the same thing of gym, throw, repeat. Then on a Saturday, we'll typically do another strength and conditioning session. This is often one of those sessions where I coach for an hour and a half, and then I'll do my own session for an hour and a half. Sunday, another throwing session, but the opposite of Tuesday and Thursday, where instead we'll do hammer and or discus first, and then shot put at the end. So yeah, that's sort of a brief overview of what a normal week looks like in my off season. This is sort of what it's been like for me since about June through to now into September. Once it gets to October, the season starts, so it will be a different sort of program, so I'll update you guys on how that looks later on. Keep in mind also, in the stuff that I mentioned, I'm also trying to juggle, you know, my other 2 jobs that I do to pay for things like my car, for example, and a few other things for my athletics. I'm hoping to get rid of at least one of those jobs soon, but it's taking a bit of time for me to give that one up. I also have my medical research degree that I'm trying to get. Obviously there's a lot of work in uni. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to how much work there is in uni. Yeah, so there's a lot of things for me to juggle, as well as my coaching and my athletics. So if you'd like to support me in any other way, feel free to head over to the Love Athletes website. Please give that a little look. You can click onto my profile and you can see all of the links to sort of support me, and also my introduction video if you want to watch that one again. So yeah, that's week 1. Hopefully I can get some better footage for week 2, and you guys can see what each session sort of looks like. Thanks guys for watching, and I will see you in week 2.